Welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. The last Guardian has fallen. But now there's one more thing we need to do before we head to the final battle. Although we will probably get our final battle lead-in before we reach the Somnial, but I'm not going to be going to that this time. We're going to be doing Aaliyah's Paralogue today. I was saving it for last. Apparently I forgot to talk to someone.
The barrier is vanishing. We destroyed it at last.
But look what's happened to the sky.
I mean, the sky was pretty messed up before, though.
Sombron opened the portal.
Papa, he's there.
If this goes on, the power of other worlds will pour through, and this one will be destroyed.
Oh no, Sombron has triggered an incursion.
Elyos will meet its end.
No, I won't let that happen. My mother entrusted this world to me. I will protect everyone. Everyone who lives beneath this sky.
I have no doubt that a world ruled by you would be a beautiful place.
What brought that on?
It needed saying.
I'll need you to help build that world, Marth. Help me protect it. Forever.
Forever.
It's a promise, then.
A world ruled by the Divine Dragon. Now that's an inspiring thought.
Also, what he just said to Marth then, that wasn't tempting fate in any way, shape, or form.
Everyone, how did our forces fare?
We are treating our wounded and should be able to leave soon.
You stand before the final battle, undaunted, full of hope. I've much to learn from you.
When this war's over and we've had time to rebuild, I'm gonna visit all your countries.
Bring the emblems along. After so much time confined to the rings, I'm sure they'd like to see the world.
Right. Now that the 12 Rings' power has been used, people won't try to steal them. The emblems will be safe. They can stay summoned and go wherever they want.
I'll show them our countries, introduce them to our citizens. They'll be seen as war heroes.
I won't say no to a new camping buddy. Oh, make that too! Hope they like to sing!
I imagine their experience will make them good advisors for restoring Elucia.
It's nice, isn't it? Having something to look forward to? Something to fight for the first time in my life. I'm excited for the future.
Before we reach that future, we'll have to face Sombron. Are you ready for that, Vale?
I am. I'm not afraid to stand up to him. I was so lonely. I couldn't admit it, but he stopped being my father long ago. There's no bond left to break.
Vale.
Divine One, our wounded soldiers have been treated, one and all.
Well, that was fast.
Thank you, Vander. Let's depart, everyone. The final battle is upon us at last.
This journey has made you and your allies so much stronger. I wish I could stay here and help you all build a peaceful world.
But yes, as stated, fate tempted.
But we may soon have to part ways.
Fate extremely tempted. That said, I do really like that scene personally. It does take some of the edge off of, like, I will fully admit, I do think chapters 23 to 25 are the weakest parts of Engage's story, but I do really like most of the finale. There's just one thing that people have issue with that I kind of agree with, but apart from that, it's going to be a good finale, look forward to it, also look forward to what comes afterwards. Oh, right, Bond conversations. I'm glad the game reminded me, because I might have forgot otherwise. Wow, we actually have several of them.
I learned to survive from a guy I used to work for. I had no say in it, but I guess I'm grateful.
Huh, that actually makes you kind of similar to Beowulf from Genealogy.
Important lessons to learn from the sound of it. Did you rise to the standard of your teacher?
Rose to and exceeded. Just like he planned. He was the closest I ever had to a father.
Well, this game hasn't had a good track record on fathers, so, hopefully he was better than, actually, now that I think about it, maybe not.
I'm sure he was proud of you in that moment, as any parent would be.
Don't think I've actually got Yunaka up to an A with Sigurd before, so that's cool. It is kind of weird having the Somnial music playing over the Bond conversations, because usually I get them in the arena where it's silent.
It hurts to fight against your own ideals. I know that pain all too well.
You managed to overcome that struggle, did you not? I hope someday to follow your example.
No fortune-telling skills needed to predict that. I've seen what you're made of. You'll get there.
Yeah, the only reason Micaiah was able to overcome that struggle is because there just happened to be bigger problems by the time everyone she was fighting against met up with her.
Is something amiss, Tamara? You've not been singing of late. That is quite unusual for you.
Oh, Leaf. I wrote this new song about how much I love emblems, but no one wants to listen to it.
About emblems, you say? As an emblem myself, I would be happy to have a listen.
Really? You're the best! I'm gonna belt it out straight from the heart just for you. Here goes!
And then the Somnial exploded. Okay, we have quite a few people who have new dialogue here. I'll save that until the next part, because I want to have this focused on Aaliyah's Paralogue. Oh, red from the well's usually a good thing. Not a lot of great stuff that time. Apparently there is new stock at the flea market, a lot of steel ingots and silver ingots, but they are incredibly expensive. I was kind of hoping I'd unlock a conversation out of that. Now, in terms of emblem training, I think I need to get... Oh, finally, you've capped one of your stats. You've capped dexterity. Oh, wow, you're only bond 1 with Marth. Yeah, I need to get that higher, definitely, because I feel like I am enjoying Tamara with Leaf more than Marth.
I worried how you would fare in combat, but you have proven to be a staunch ally, Anna.
I got pretty good with an axe from all the wood I used to chop. And that's Lady Anna to you.
Well, a bit of backstory on how Anna got her axe. Which is almost reminding me of the backstory of how there are no playable ballisticians in New Mystery of the Emblem, which is... apparently they required a special oil, and the fruit that oil is sourced from died out after the War of Shadows.
You should stop by my village when the fighting is over. We'll throw a big old party for you.
Bad time to be getting this support.
I would enjoy seeing where you hail from. I have heard each day there is a festival.
Yes, each day, there is a festival. It's called the Excuse to Buy More Things Festival. Oh boy, I can get the Levin sword all the way up to +4. I was thinking that I needed to forge up a little bit more, but turned out I could get even higher than I thought I could. And +1 in Brionac, just because I can. And I haven't even given this to Alchrist yet. I really need to do that. Okay, that just randomly got recommended to me. Actually, this one is really good from what I remember. I actually do kind of want to show that one now. I hope this is what I'm thinking about. Because if it is, it reveals some world building.
Lady Vale, can I have a moment?
Yes, of course.
As a man of the church, I worship the divine dragon. So I was wondering, can I pray to you too?
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not? You're a dragon, aren't you? Dragons are sacred creatures. It's natural for humans to worship them.
Yes, I understand. But I'm not a divine dragon. I'm a fell dragon. As a cleric who worships the divine dragon, wouldn't it be wrong for you to worship me?
A divine dragon? Fell dragon? A distinction without a difference.
Yeah, Padreo gets it.
But you must know what I've done. Your fellow worshippers would turn on you if you started praying to someone like me.
No. Solm is an open-minded queendom. When they see me praying to you, others will follow suit. Just you watch.
So wait, Padreo's being like the priest influencer.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
You're overthinking it. Trust me on this.
But what if you're wrong?
Well, then you've just broken Solm's entire religion. Yeah, that's not going to cause any problems at all. Anyway, let's move on from that. I don't think that was actually the one, I think it's him and Morvia is the one that I'm actually thinking of, because that one is interesting. It actually shows that, it gives a little bit more background into the Fell Dragon worship in Elusia, and shows that, Pandreo is surprisingly tolerant for a priest of other religions. Anyway... Alright, I thought that a new thing would appear, but it won't, because you can access the final battle with Feldragon Sombron from the second floor balcony of the Somniel's Cafe Terrace. Yes, the final battle is not on the world map, which means we've already uncovered the entire world map, so if we press the ZR button, yep, this is what all of Helios looks like. But also, if we press ZL, we can do free camera, so we can get a whole pan of the entire continent. Yeah, that area with white sand there near Solm, that's actually where Kagetsu comes from. It's revealed in his support conversations. But now we just have one more paralogue to do in the main game, the Garden of Memories. A mysterious ring is enshrined in a place that feels similar to the Lithos Castle Gardens.
Oh my! Are my eyes lying to me?
This is quite a surprise. It looks just like the Lithos Castle Gardens.
So I'm not the only one seeing it?
It looks like the castle, but feels like it too. The air, the smells, all of it.
Right you are. I've served in the castle for many years, yet this vision fooled me at first.
I know it isn't real, yet I still get a sense of nostalgia looking at it. My mother trained me in the castle garden. The flowers were in full bloom, like these.
I remember it well. Alas, after the attack, that garden has been left in ruins.
It has, hasn't it?
Look, over there. I can see something glimmering. Do you see it too?
Is that an altar? And on it, there's a ring.
I thought we'd gathered all the emblem rings. Can it be that there were more?
Not until the DLC.
Perhaps an emblem we were unaware of? Let's go have a look.
Wait, I feel a presence. There are enemies nearby.
Ring shiny, my precious.
Corrupted? They must be here for the ring. We can't let them take it. That ring might belong to another emblem.
Or those corrupted will star in a really, really terrible game that should not have come out in 2023.
I fight beside you once more, Divine One.
That ring. Could it be?
Is it the Ring of Chris? Is Chris canon? But it does almost feel like when Alear became an emblem, they subconsciously created this scenery. Kind of giving implications for the other sort of throwback locations in Helios. They must have manifested from the emblem's memories too. So this is a bit of a weird map. The objective is, this guy has a pact ring. Emanates some kind of special power. The objective is to defeat this generic corrupted before he escapes with the pact ring. He has Anchor to prevent you from smashing him backwards, I guess. And there's also some enemies around here. There's suspiciously few enemies on this map though. Yeah, that might change at some point. Also, I can tell a distinct, yes, there are only 12 deployment slots in this map, I thought so. And I kind of want Vale here at the very least. Oh right, Vale's already here, so I need to kick out one person if I want Louis. I guess he's a little behind. I just feel bad because anybody who I don't use here, this is my last chance to train before the final battle. I kind of feel like Amber is strong enough as is and he leveled up in the arena, so let's get Louis in here. So my goal is, I really need to get Tamara to level up during this map at some point. Because that way I'll be able to loop her class again. But okay, I think my positionings are pretty good. And this is embarrassing, I've had to restart this because I forgot to give Anna Marth after I spent all of those bond fragments.
Let's go!
While I'm here, I can also actually remember to give Alear their ultimate weapon. And remember to give Yunaka, although I feel like it's going to actually do less than, that secret book that I need to use. It's probably going to do less than the +4 Silver Dagger. Yeah, significantly less. It has a higher crit rate, though. Also, I pronounced that wrong in the last video. It's actually Cinque Dea, which I think means, like, 5 gods. Also, you're going to get the secret book. Oh, and I have boots to use too. Oh, actually, since the Draco Shield is effectively an offense boost on Tamara, I'll use that. As for who gets the boots, this is kind of weird, but it's favoritism, but this will give Jean the movement of like a cavalry unit on a foot soldier with Thyrsus, and also it means that he can get into better places for Goddess Dance. So I think that's going to work pretty well. And speaking of Goddess icon, well, I mean, I suppose Anna can have a little bit more of a chance of getting more money. And now, prepare for some really nice music.
Wouldn't miss it. Emblem, engage!
This is another song where I would recommend listening to the battle version of it on your own time.
I'm not a child anymore.
Because the battle version has a really nice intro that you don't really get to hear, because obviously you'll be hearing the main map intro of the theme during the actual battle, obviously.
I'll do it.
Okay, we'll get you in a little closer, even though you can't quite reach.
I'll do my best.
And Aaliyah is going to actually go ahead and equip this. I think Aaliyah's going to be safe due to his high defense.
Yanaka here. Quick change.
So you might recognize this song as the one that I use for Aaliyah's bio as an emblem. And the reason why I use this song is, well, one, it's a pretty cool song, but two, it's because I was originally planning on using the Fire Emblem, like this game's version of the Fire Emblem theme.
There is nothing to fear.
But then I realized it plays like in the next cutscene after the bio anyway, and that just would have been a little bit too excessive to have that, like with the massive, like loud intro, play twice. So yeah, I decided against it, but it was nice to get to use this song a little more.
Sort of like that, maybe?
Trying out that +4 weapon sword there. It's a little bit awkward to end the game with my best weapons at +4 rather than +5, but I suppose I had the DLC to do more with this team and maybe even see more supports. I will be doing the DLC like as post-game with with this squad. So you'll definitely be seeing more of them. And now, this gives me more shots at Luna. Also, I can heal you with Ivy. And also, apparently, you count as a boss and get dialogue. But if you get hit. Okay, there's the miss assist, okay. Okay, 2 Lunas. Alacrity. That was only 2 Lunas. But, as I said, Oh, I still have 1 use of physics, yeah. I do need to restock my physics stars. I will remember to do that back at the Somniel.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get Alcris' health back up so he doesn't end up getting, like, axed by those... Well, I mean, he's gonna get axed by one of them, but still. I think you can head towards the center. So, let's just say that you might need a pretty big presence around the edges of the map at some point. Because of reasons. Also, I believe that guy's anchor skill prevents him from being frozen as well. I think that's probably the main reason he has anchor. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit annoying. I mean, it missed, but it means you didn't attack Lapis and die. Speaking of attacking and dying, ow, okay. Huh. Yeah, that's... I just realized, yeah, I do need to inherit the HP plus skills on Yunaka, potentially. She could really benefit from them. And it is nice to actually see me getting the, You say that and you don't kill. It is nice to see me getting the, adaptable, what is it again? A backup unit type bonus with Leaf, and that crit bonus on the Killer Axe, which is another one of the reasons why I use Tamara with Leaf, but, it didn't really do so well there. Okay, I guess I can still Fenzilier you. I still really like how Excalibur looks in this game, animation-wise, but it is very much the same animation that it's always had in the series.
I've looked forward to this.
There's just something about crescent-shaped waves of energy. Like, There was like a whole Maverick and Mega Man X that was entirely based off of that Crescent Grizzly or Grizzly Slash in the Guns N' Roses version.
Do not suffer. I am sorry.
Do not suffer does a full-on basketball dunk of a magical forged knife into your face. Also, yes, fitting that I'm using Aaliyah's Engrave for this. So, gonna get you a little bit closer. Yeah, this guy does have 3 health bars, so he takes a little bit to take down. Okay, well, I can get you in a little closer thanks to your new pair of boots. Yeah, I was actually gonna... It's funny, I completely forgot to talk about this during Roy's Paralogue, but I guess it showed how much else there was going on. The main, like, tangent that I wanted to give in Roy's Paralogue was the fact that, yeah, that was kind of the point where they decided that making boots purchasable from secret shops was a terrible idea.
I'll go first.
Were boots purchasable in any other game?
I'll manage.
The only thing that I kind of dislike about the music in this chapter is there's this little, I can only call it an underwater dubstep sound. It's very similar to how some of the music sounds in Vala in Fire Emblem Fates. I don't know if you also get that vibe. But yeah, I like to call it underwater dubstep. It sounds a little weird, and I'm not really sure why it's in this Paralogue's music, because it's a little bit...
I'm not afraid anymore.
It doesn't really fit with, like, this being about Aaliyah's happy memories. It's, I don't know, it's one of the few things about this song that I don't like that much, but I like everything else about this song. It actually kind of sums up how I feel about Engage. There are things that I don't like about it, but they don't outweigh the things I do like about it.
I won't let this go to my head.
Lapis gains experience very quickly as a Wyvern Knight, even though she feels like she's got the highest internal level out of my whole army. I really don't know why. So I technically could maybe kill that now with Yunaka, but I'm actually going to avoid that for the moment, because let's just say once you get the ring back, something happens.
My apologies.
Okay, that magic user is out of there. Oh, wait, no, I probably wouldn't have wanted to use Override with Yunaka anyway. However, no. Yeah, that bit right there, that's the underwater dubstep I was talking about. Like, I hope it still makes sense to you people, but, like, that's what it sounds like to me. It's just... It's not really a great sound to have in this Paralogue. It fits like Vala a lot more, because that's supposed to be a weird Eldritch location.
For the Divine Dragon.
Yeah, Fates had some pretty cool lore elements that weren't really utilized to their best. Okay, that may have actually saved Yunaka's... Or maybe it didn't. Yeah, no, she still takes exactly enough to die from both of those enemies. Which means I may actually have to burn Great Sacrifice here. I mean, either that, or I just attack this one and run. Can Yunaka get out of range of the other barbarian? Oh, no, it only has 4 movement, so of course you can get out of range of it. And not even going to use the Cinderquar.
You don't mess around.
No, Aaliyah doesn't, being able to chain attack from that far away. Okay, more speed is always good. But yeah, I can get out of range of you, so I don't actually need to burn my Great Sacrifice just yet. So yeah, pretty sure that guy's always more focused on running than attacking. Not really sure why he did that. I was kind of hoping Louis crit there because he jumped back for a second. Okay, well, admittedly, that is actually kind of a threat in this map. If the Barbarian reaches the Martial Masters, they will try and Chain Guard him. However... Well, it's not going to kill any of them, but it is going to stop them all from Chain Guarding. So that's really the main thing that I want here.
I'm here.
Okay. Right, that does do enough. But again, I think I'm going to save that for last.
Allow me.
I was about to say that weapon would make a really great Heroes weapon, but he or she probably does have that in Heroes already. I do know that that there is an engage ult of Alear that's legendary and has them specifically say in their battle points, I am the Fire Emblem. But I mean, it's on brand for Heroes. They blatantly spoiled the Black Knight. They blatantly spoiled the Flame Emperor. It was only a matter of time before they blatantly spoiled Alear. Speaking of which, yes, it was intentional that I used the Fire Emblem theme for Alear's first bio. The one of them as like a combat unit at the very start of the game. Yeah, I was thinking ahead with that. So now only this enemy is left. And, right then. I'm gonna do something a little bit sneaky right now. Although I forget the exact circumstances, because you might notice, there are these spirits of dead people right around here, even though there aren't any enemies in the vicinity. I wonder why those exist. Okay, Jaune has suddenly decided to get really good level ups. Don't really know why, but I won't question it. And now, Tamara will take us home. Or will she?
Allow me.
Let's have some fun.
Precious!
Well, at least we spared that guy from being voiced by Ricky's voice actor in a terrible game. You retrieve the ring. But wait, there's more. I mean, of course there's more. It wouldn't have been that simple. And that's why there are a lot of dead people in the lower part of the map.
Reinforcements.
Now the objective changes to rout the enemy. But here's something that I think is fantastic game design. A new player phase begins immediately. This ensures that you aren't left with, like, people trapped in range of enemies just when they spawn. Or, this ensures that these enemies are not ambush spawns. Yeah, there's the underwater dubstep again.
I cannot afford to lose.
Or alternatively, it ensures that this map is not Petra's Paralogue. Sort of okay with you attacking either Vale or Anna, so I'll just give you a choice. But if you attack Vale, you're going to get poisoned and potentially crit. And now, Yunaka and Sigurd here. The Wolf Knights on the edges are a real issue, though. They're the biggest threat here, alongside this group down here, including a hero with 2 health bars and a Worm Slayer. Because, yeah, that's just a screw you to if you put Alear over here. The good news is, this being a route objective now, you're guaranteed to get all of the droppable gold. But yeah, essentially you end up kind of pulling back to this center and defending here. Oh, all of you have great lances. Now, I seem to remember from my first playthrough, though, that they didn't actually take the bait if I, do someone here. But you know what? I'm gonna try, at least. The question is, does Ivy one? I misclick. That was... well, yeah, I wasn't actually planning on doing that, so I probably... this feels bad to do, as always, but that was just a pure misclick. I wanted to test if Ivy actually does one-round them, and she does, which means I can afford to put Ivy in range of, some of them, because they will just die if they attack her because they have smash weapons. Just need to put Alcris out of range, though. In fact, maybe Alcris will go for these thieves. Of course, I will need some support in the center because I don't think they'll be able to handle the multi-health bar hero on their own. I think in that case, Alcris is going to just stay hovering around that area. And yeah, we have more enemies coming in from the other side. Yeah, I think I am going to start pulling back my better fighters, including Clan, well, especially Clan, and I think also Louis. Tamara and Yunaka, though, may be able to handle the enemies around here. I think Alear will too. I mean, I don't think I need the Levin Sword anymore. The only reason I really had that was, for, like, 1 to 2 range chain attacks with Lucina. Okay, let's actually use this for once. But no crits, which is, not really what I wanted, but oh well. Oh wait, no, she hasn't died of that, does she? Well, I think we're about to find out the hard way. Okay, she did me anyway, that's fine.
If this love is a crime...
Yeah, wouldn't want to have to waste 2, I almost called them Divine Pulses again, yeah. Draconic Time Crystal just doesn't really have the same ring to it.
I will atone.
And there's also Miller's Turn Wheel. It's actually kind of funny that, I recently found out that it's possible to skip Miller's Turn Wheel in Echoes, and if you do, Ulm automatically gets given it in Chapter 3.
That I'm fighting?
So you can potentially delay getting it for all of Chapter 1. Well, they were called chapters in the original Japanese version. They're called acts in the localization, which I do kind of prefer, but, I mean, Gaiden lacks traditional chapters. It's really just, like, battles. Another reason why I might not really be too fond of it. Oh, hi there. Nope, you're not a, wind magic. Even if it was a wind tome, I doubt either would have taken a lot of damage from it, since we've already gone over how pathetic wind magic is in this game. Oh, even with Bolganone, I don't actually 1 round. That's a shame. But I mean, I guess you are a class that's meant to be specialized in resistance. Yeah, I could really use a bondage shield in the center now, and Aaliyah's all the way over there, because I was like, oh yeah, Aaliyah doesn't need to go in the center at all, no. No, I do like the fact that I get Marth's additional attacks even on the enemy phase.
Do what you want.
Though it is kind of funny to hear Marth's quotes coming out of Anna. I mean, it's funny to hear everyone's quotes coming out of Anna, but they're not quite as hilarious as, you know, I'm not a child anymore and the like. I suppose I could go Engage Plus with Tamara now.
Emblem Eternal!
As I've said before, I feel like I didn't use Engage Plus nearly as much as I really should have in my first playthrough. You know, I'm gonna go for this just because I'm not really gonna take a whole lot of damage from you in return. Oh, and I missed anyway. Well, you missed anyway.
I won't falter.
Oh, I actually didn't want you to kill.
I had to stop you.
I mean, the Silver Blade looks cool, it's just I wanted Tamara to get more experience. She needs to level up here. Although, she does have the Rider's Bane. 34, and your defense is 37. Yeah, they can't even damage you. And I need to remember, though, I am not Leaf anymore. So, I don't get adaptable. I have to equip a 1 to 2 range weapon if I want to be able to counter them. Also, we have a Griffin. And clearly quite a fast one, if I'm not really able to... Yeah, no, you are very fast. So I'm going to advance on you. Well, my hit rate's actually not guaranteed. It's a pretty strong Griffin, actually. That would make sense this late. And you'll be seeing some more strong Griffins during the final chapter, trust me. Final chapter has a lot of very strong Griffins. It's why I like to have a good Radiant Bow user there. I suppose from here I can try and lure in those thieves into Louis. Well, yeah, I had a feeling that might miss. Erica just teleported beside him just to chastise him for missing. That's my headcanon for that, at least. Yeah, even my best hit rate is still only an 83. Yeah, and I can't even double with Chaos Style. Okay, now we do have the 2 health bar hero in the vicinity right now. And this side is starting to look a little bit of a problem. I think those 2 barely don't double veil, though. Okay, this may backfire on me. We'll see. And Anna potentially has Lodestar Rush to fall back on, but I don't want her getting attacked by all of those at once. 1 Thief, though, is probably fine. No, I do not want that Steel Sword. I seem to remember, though, that on my first playthrough, I actually did make use of Alcris dodge tank strats here. So let's do that. I probably should be using the mini bow, but I just want to pick you off. I wonder if I can send Ivy towards that Mage Knight via this Seedall dance. We shall see. Yeah, we can lure you in. Oh, and you have Volcano, not Excalibur, so this should be fine. You know what?
Grant me strength.
I'm going to engage just for Fanny here. just so I can actually show off its damage bonus against cavalry, which you don't really see all that often. Oh yes, Fanny, otherwise known as the one thing that kind of made Micaiah, like, actually good. Yeah, in fact, also, yeah, I made that joke about it also being, like, leaking 3 houses accurately. So, for those who don't know, there was somebody, a user by the name of Fanny Bomb, who leaked 3 houses info scarily accurately. If you, like, it's really amazing to go back to that now. Hi there. Okay, good, you don't really do the whole ton of damage. Like, now the 3 houses come out, go back and read that leak. It is insane just how accurate that leak was. Oh, hey, wow, pair-ups finally making a difference to clan. The only, like, one problem that leak had was that I think, people misinterpreted Lysithea is fated to die young as Lysithea is a guaranteed death regardless of what route you're playing, which turned out to be absolutely not true. Okay, yeah, chain attacks. That is the bane of both dodge tanks and face tanks. But aha! I can actually face tank you.
I am guided by the emblems.
Okay, Tamara probably is going to hit level 20, and that's exactly what I wanted here. This should hopefully be just enough. If not, there'll be the arena.
We did it, Divine One.
Just not, but I'll be able to do it in the arena. And yep, there's that guaranteed gold, and there's that luring I was doing. Yep, there's Fanny, 40 damage.
I feel the potential.
But now is the... okay.
Feel what I feel. Allow your soul the rest it deserves.
I'm glad that that did just enough damage. However, now you are poisoned. So I'm going to have to... oh, Holy Stance is a thing, though, but it's the weak version of Holy Stance. This chapter's probably a good place to demo, like, the better version of Holy Stance, the 50% version. I still don't find it to be, like, hugely useful, mostly because, like, you kind of want Celica on weaker characters. Now, if I echo with Seraphim, I do beat you, but I need to also remember to not die. That's important. Okay, the center is getting a little out of hand, so we'll have to think... oh, wait, though. Do you have a... oh, no, yeah, you don't have freeze, you have war. But you can trade freeze.
Yes.
Yeah, now may actually be a good time for a Micaiah freeze. It should hopefully lock down all 3 of you. And apparently that was worth a lot of experience. I guess it's because it's a boss, but not really gaining a lot of speed still. Kind of makes sense, but... so yeah, my idea is I ignore these 3 now and focus on everything else that's in the vicinity, especially you 2. Actually, that plus a good hit from Vale will finish you. And by good, I mean like a lucky hit from Vale. Okay, there we go. And we also have the Draconic Hex, making a lucky hit from Vale a lot more likely. 100% hit. Yep, this is totally fine.
I trust in you.
Yeah, sometimes when she's not engaged, I find it hard to, like, tell just how long Vale's hair is, but, yeah, it's pretty massive. It's easy to forget that sometimes. Okay, right. These 2 heroes are very much in need of becoming deaded.
Let's go together.
Yeah, no wonder I was having less than perfect accuracy against that, that flyer. I wasn't actually engaged yet. With, Roy, let's go... hopefully take... okay, good. The hero's down.
I have faith in the goodness of humankind.
Lapis levels up once again. Yeah, wow, she's almost capped her level in a second. Well, actually, she never capped her level as a hero, so I suppose it does kind of make sense. There are a few bow users over there. Let's not do that. The problem is, if I want to keep my terrain, I actually have to have Alcris use the mini... unless I do that, maybe? Okay, there's 1 Luna. 2 Lunas. Would have appreciated if one of those was a crit, though. I'm just kind of trying to think how I handle both of these Mage Knights. I mean, I do potentially have Jean. Okay, you know what? Since you're already frozen, I'm actually going to Thunder you. And Clan could also freeze things with his engage.
For the Divine Dragon.
But okay, yeah, I think I will actually use a Goddess Dance here. Just need to think who I have Seedol go for. Because if I were to do that, Seedol goes there. Lapis goes down 1. And uses the Binding Blade, then canters back 1 space. I still get the 4-way Goddess Dance.
That was a fierce battle.
I think another thing developer interviews said about emblems was they wanted to make sure, like, the emblems you get in the early game were, like, the simplest. So, like, Celica's kind of just, like, make mages better, Marth is just more attacks. Whereas you get later emblems like Violet that are around the point where you've not only mastered more of the game, but also you have a bigger army. So, like, for example, like, the more characters you have, the better Goddess Dance is, because, you know, you get to... It's kind of more impactful getting to have people make a second action. Finally, I am remembering, I have Alacrity, so I don't have to worry about taking a hit from you at all.
I had no choice but to win.
I do like the fact that a lot of the legendary weapons of this game have kind of like a unified, sort of, that kind of black and gold design to them. Even Aaliyah's legendary weapon has that similar look to it. It's a question of which side do I focus down first. But really, I think it's probably fine if I focus down the other side, because really the only person on this direction who's likely to get attacked is Louis, and he's a little bit, he's pretty capable of taking hits, obviously. So let's see if I can... I do have Louis engaged as a delete one enemy button.
My apologies.
And that Silver Dagger, I think, is going to attack Ivy. Oh, it does double her. Okay, one-shot you.
I have faith in the goodness of humankind.
There's still the Thief up there. No, who am I kidding? Let's get the support bonus. My idea was that I dance for Jean. I don't think Seedol quite gets double, which is good. With Nova, I take you out without risk of a counterattack.
Stay focused.
Of course, the worry here is if both the Bow Knights end up killing Jean, though. I mean, Klein doesn't need to heal if no enemies are in range of him, so he can safely take a health bar off of this super mega annoying hero.
Sort of like that, maybe?
Yes, sort of like that, exactly. And there's nothing around there, so Aaliyah and company can head back towards the center, but hopefully most of the enemies will be gone by the time they reach it. Yeah, that emblem circle there with nothing, like no portrait in it, from what I remember seeing of, like, pre-release, some people saw that and were like, there's a 13th emblem and it's gonna be Aaliyah, isn't there? Okay, he does live, if both of the Bow Knights attack him. Unfortunately, he doesn't one-round them in return, but I kind of had to do that just to make sure that, he didn't take a hit from that thief. Because if he had, he definitely wouldn't survive against those guys. Oh, that's Fortify. But it's not going to save them. And okay, we have you and we have Anna, and we have no longer a Marth on Anna, and I believe you kill both Vale and... However, I'm able to echo from range, thanks to Seraphim, so let's do that. No, thanks to Celica. But I mean, I guess in the early game, Celica's name might as well be Seraphim. I guess Vale could get a level up in the arena now at this rate, so now we... Yeah, that's guaranteed. Finish you off.
We're pretty tough, you know.
Oh yeah, you are pretty tough. You've proved yourself pretty tough over the course of this whole experience. And now, I should be able to finish off everything here. So let's see.
Emblem,
engage for Mulagir. So let's see, does Mulagir finish you off? No, it does not. Maybe in that case then, because it is relatively important that everybody kills one enemy.
A good win.
Because we have 5 enemies left, 4 enemies now, and we've got a few people around here. We have 1 Seedol. And we need to kill one of them twice, so technically we still have 5 enemies left. As a last resort, I have Clans freezing.
I will obey.
This actually means I think Ivy needs to deal one of the killing blows here, which she can relatively easily do with Fanny.
Why do you attempt to throw away your life?
Well, I mean, it's a corrupted. It already threw away its life. You know what? I am gonna make sure Jean is in range of Seedol first and foremost. Because I'll probably need him to knock a health bar off the boss.
Should I have held back?
Though I'm not entirely sure if Jean will actually double. I kind of doubt it. No, I don't think it's quite enough. I've knocked down its stats a little bit, but I don't think that's enough to double. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Well, okay, I may not be able to win this turn. But I can at least freeze.
I've decided.
Only one health bar left. Actually, though... Because if I go...
Won't you join me?
For engage attack here, that'll definitely... Yes, that will definitely kill you because, holy crap, this versus undead.
If this is war, so be it.
It does... It's kind of on brand for Sacred Stones, considering that, like, all the legendary weapons in that game were effective against monsters, and you've got a lot of them, and it kind of made monsters pretty pathetic.
Ah, but I wanted to marry someone!
Speaking of Sacred Stones, we've prevented an awesome situation from occurring. And that's the only enemy left. I have Seedol, so who wants to take the final kill here? I was about to say I want Jean to take this because I want to see somebody get MVP besides Amber, and then I realized, oh wait, Amber's not even here. But also, we get to show an actual kill with Vajra Mushti.
Stay focused.
Jean getting revenge for Hyacinth beating him to death in an earlier timeline. And there we go, Clan and Corrin. I feel like that can be done faster than 7 turns, but still. Also, the Connector. I like that Aaliyah has their own emblem title now.
We retrieved the ring safely, but it doesn't seem to hold an emblem? Strange.
Is it but a normal ring?
It seems so, but when I hold the ring, I feel a warmth stirring in my chest.
The power of waifus and husbandos.
So it's as I suspected.
What is it that you have surmised?
The Pact Ring. It belongs to and holds the power of Divine Dragon Monarch Lumera.
What else do you know about this Pact Ring, Marth?
Lumera once said that Divine Dragons will give a special ring to someone they truly trust. The ring strengthens the bond between the two and brings them closer together. It grants special powers to the Divine Dragon and anyone they make a pact with, of any sort.
So, Mother once gave this ring to someone she trusted and had a special connection with?
That's what I'd guess too. But she'd lost her friends and allies in the war. So who she gave the ring to, or if she gave it at all, there's just no way to know.
When I first saw this line, I thought that they were kind of setting up a possible Lumera prequel DLC or something, because it's just, this is the perfect way to make it vague as to who the player S supported.
Mother.
But we know that as long as she lived, the most important person to her was you. You should inherit the ring. Give it to your most trusted ally.
I'll think long and hard before I decide who's worthy to wear it.
Oh, that we've arrived at this place. It must be the work of Queen Lumera.
It's a happy thought, Mother watching over me. But the fight ahead is my own. I must be strong. Let's go. I'm reluctant to leave, but there is much work to do.
First though, what powers do the Pact Ring bestow? If you've reached support level A with an ally, you can give that ally the Pact Ring to strengthen your bond even further. You can find the ring in the memento drawer in your room. If you cannot find a yes, sometimes they might not even have spawned, but yes, in this game, you have to earn the right to S support through a Paralogue. But it gives a mechanical benefit too, and let's go over that. Using Engage Plus with an S-supported character gives both them and Aaliyah the boon of Elios sync skill. This gives a boost to critical and critical avoid equal to 2 times the number of allies who have acted this turn. This means you get the biggest benefit from this skill by attacking last in the turn, and doing this on a map with 14 deployment slots, like the final chapter, will give plus 26 critical. I've tested whether Dance and Goddess Dance affect this, and no, they don't. Anyone refreshed with a dance counts as not having acted, so they'll need to finish their second action in order to count for this skill. Overall, an extra 1 in 4 chance to crit is nice, but it's not reliable unless you're already running a crit build, and in that case your crit rate's already so high you likely don't need more anyway. Also note that this skill has no effect on Dragon Blast / Bond Blast, as that attack cannot critical. Probably the best use of Boonavelios is on a magic user with the Dragon's Fist engage weapon. If you're doubling the enemy, that's 4 chances at a crit with high magic damage. But overall, I don't find this impactful enough to have full debates on an optimal S support, so just give it to whoever you like best. Aaliyah also grants the following bonus if they're adjacent to their S support partner. So this would be the point where I talk about the game that is, representing the Paralogue that we've just gone through. And I've already spoke at length of, I've been talking about this game for 57, I would say, episodes at this point. So you probably already know, most of my thoughts, yes. And I was gonna talk further, but I just honestly feel like I'd get too negative.
Yeah.
One thing that sums it up is, I recently saw somebody commenting on, one of the earlier parts of this series, expressing surprise that I was so positive about this game. Because they've said that, in their own words, yes. The majority of people online seem to be either disappointed or outright negative about it, and it's just... It is true. I need to restrain myself from getting too negative about things because, while I'm obviously not against people not liking this game, of course people have every right to, what does bother me is the fact that the way that the modern internet and social media algorithms work, it just amplifies echo chambers and negative opinions specifically, because negative opinions tend to be more enticing for clicks, which is just a really annoying aspect of the human psyche. That because that works, people will just make more negative takes on things, and then those just get amplified as more and more people make them, and then it just grows and grows to the point where people just see one side of the argument, and just, again, get an echo chamber, and just the casual people observing from a distance who haven't actually played the game for themselves will just see all of those opinions and not realize they're only one side of the story. The majority of opinions against this game are from people who probably care about gameplay in Fire Emblem less than I do. And I'm not saying that's not valid, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that I wasn't a little annoyed and frustrated at the current state of gaming, that a lot of people just don't seem to want their video games to be video games anymore. Something that I've always said recently is, since when did it become a hot take to want a video game to be a video game? I wonder if it's because a lot of, movies just haven't been good lately, and that, Disney and Marvel have been failing, and people have been looking to video games to get stories, and it's true, there are stories that can only be told in this medium, but at the same time, I also just don't want games to just focus entirely on story and characters, and it does kind of sadden me that these days... you need story and characters to sell a game, even if the gameplay is as spectacular as this. Yes. And it's just, surely there has to be more people out there who appreciate the gameplay of Fire Emblem this much. And, the weird thing is, I'm far from an elitist when it comes to Fire Emblem. I'm not a low turn counter at all. I actually have always hated that playstyle. I think it's because Fire Emblem, to me, the gameplay of Fire Emblem is an experience that no other series gives me. Even other strategy RPGs. Nothing plays the way that this does. this is, like, it is one of my favorite video game series of all time. And I just really, like, I think this game deserves praise, just the fact that I have not had this much fun playing a strategy game in literal decades. Like, since Radiant Dawn. Conquest came close, but it was a bit frustratingly difficult. And so it's just, I would love to see the series still reach these heights when it comes to gameplay. And again, like I said in the actual Paralogue itself, there's a lot I dislike about it. I don't think it's perfect. It's definitely not a flawless game. I gave it 5 stars on my personal backlogger, but to me, what a 5-star rating means is not literally flawless, but yes, this has flaws, but the flaws are not big enough to detract from my overall enjoyment. What really sums up my enjoyment of a game like this is that when I first beat this game, I started again on Maddening almost immediately. It is very rare for me to do that with video games. One of the few other games I've done that with, and this is also a massive hot take, was Zelda Skyward Sword. I didn't mind the linearity of that game, I guess because I play Fire Emblem and that has linear progression from chapter to chapter. I just found the combat, puzzles, and items so fun in that game. And I suppose why I like Engage so much and why I'm kind of worried of what might happen with its reception is that Breath of the Wild came along and decided to entirely pander to the people who hated Skyward Sword and completely turn the series into something that I just couldn't stick with. I doubt that's going to happen to me with Fire Emblem, but that possibility always gnaws at me when I see this game's reception. Wow, that's a lot of Bond fragments out of just one Paralogue. But on a more positive note, I can say, one thing I loved reading in the developer interviews on this game was how they described the 3 difficulty levels, and I think this was a great way to balance it. Basically, each difficulty level forces you to engage with more of the game's mechanics. On normal, you can use basically whatever you want. On hard, you need to understand the emblem system to beat the game. And on Maddening, you need to engage with the skill inheritance, our bond rings, and other side mechanics, in addition to emblems. And there we go, Aaliyah picks up Divine Spirit before the final battle. Tamara caps out her level in her first tier of class. And I promised that I would get the last one, Veil. Actually, one more level and Veil is level capped as a Fellchild. I'll do Emblem training and the like next time. I suppose as well that I am a little biased towards Engage because I also was suffering from insane burnout from, like, a lot of grey morality fantasy stories lately, and thinking that everyone just wants brutal, dark, deconstructive fantasies that, in my view, are actively ashamed to be fantasies. After all that, I just wanted just an at least passable story with no root splits that was just back to, like, you know, fun times with medieval superheroes. Like, that's what I like to see in these kind of fantasy stories, and Engage gave me that. So, on that note, next time, we're gonna have one massive, massive support episode. And we'll be finding out who I give the Bond ring to. See you all then, for our final respite before the finale. Oh, Somi, did you just run into the back of Aaliyah's legs and knock yourself out? Well, rip. Okay. See you all next time.